a bit crazy since my last video, hasn't it? With most of the world now being told to stay at home, it's becoming increasingly harder to go out and take photographs. So today I want to try something a bit different and take some photos at home. I've decided I'm going to try and attempt some still life photography. Still life photography, it could even be called tabletop photography maybe. Flat lay photography, I suppose you could also call it. Basically I'm going to try to take some photos of some fruit. I'm going to be using my Mamiya MSX 500. Recently picked up this 200mm lens. I'm hoping I might be able to get some shots with that, but the closest focusing distance is 2.3 meters, so whether I'll be able to focus close enough or not, I don't know. Going to be shooting some Lomography Earl 100. First time using this film, so I'm excited to see what it's like. I shot 3 rolls of Lady Grey 400 late last year. I was really happy with those photos, so hopefully this film will live up to the expectations I've got of it. Oh, also, if you watched my last video, you would have seen me take this photo, which I've since had printed. It's not a darkroom print, unfortunately. Really happy with how it's turned out. Not sure where I'm going to put it yet, but it's definitely going to be hanging up somewhere in my house. So anyway, let's go and shoot. So I've just got some plain white A4 paper, which is going to act as the background. I thought a nice minimalist background would suit the subjects better. I'm hoping for some contrasty images. So we're just going to position the fruit on here and take some shots. So the first shot I'm going with is this nice clean shot of a slice of a lime. I've offsetted it to the left slightly, so I'm going to take the shot and we'll see how it comes out. So shooting with the 200mm lens, yeah, I can't focus close enough. I stood on the table and had the camera as high up as the ceiling, it's just too tall. Put the 50mm lens on now and we'll just take some shots. I'll get some interesting arrangements and we'll see what we come up with. uploading to my Instagram stories and took a look at the live view of the camera that's filming this, and really liked how everything's laid out as you can see it in the video now. So I'm going to try and get in front of the camera and try and take the same shot. Finally, I've got a banana. I missed. First things first, evidently my darkroom isn't as dark as I thought it was. Usually I wait until the evening to develop my photos, so there's less ambient light coming into the rooms, but I was too eager and too excited to develop these shots, so I decided to go ahead and develop. And yeah, it looks like some of the frames have got fogging, but there's also something else that's gone wrong. Not quite sure what it is, but half of the roll seems to be underdeveloped. Not sure what's happened there. I also lost around 4 or 5 shots where I cut the roll too early and then thought, oh, I'll be able to slide that back in at the end of my Patterson reel, which didn't go to plan, but laid on top of another piece of film, which just ended up cutting some of the frames. About halfway through both rolls, the frames start to darken, almost seem underdeveloped. The only research I've done has said it could possibly be due to my agitation methods. It does seem strange because it's the first time I've ever had this happen when developing film. I know it's not my developer because I mixed up a fresh batch to develop this film. When it came to developing the Earl 100, I couldn't actually find any development times to use with Ilford DDX, which is what I use as my developer. Apparently it is just repackaged Fomapan 100, so I went with the times for that instead, which was around 10 minutes at 20 degrees. This was handy because it also meant I could develop a roll of Ilford HP5 that I had shot prior, so I'll throw some of those photos on at the end as well, and you'll see that that didn't exactly go to plan. Yeah, I don't really know what's happened, but let's take you over to my scanning setup and I'll show you some of the negatives. So yeah, this is my very homemade scanning setup, consisting of a iPad as a light source, 2 pieces of glass from picture frames, and a shoebox. So it's not ideal, but it does get the job done. So anyway, this is the roll of Ilford HP5. As you can see at the start of the roll, everything seems to be fine, and you can see up here, just there, you can see that the technical data, I think it's called technical data, but that's all there, so we know that the film has developed correctly. But as we go through the roll, you can see that it gradually gets darker and darker, which is what makes me think that it's a development issue rather than the roll of film or the camera. So try and keep these in place. As you can see, there's a lot of No, you can't really see it very well. I'll show a few of the pictures anyway. As you can see, there's... no, you can't. Yeah, this image in particular, you can see it quite well. All along here, there's almost... not sure if it's fogging from actually developing the film, or whether it's a light leak from the camera. I think it's more likely fogging, because the camera has been used. Last time I used it, the pictures came out absolutely perfect. Yeah, and you can't even read which frame count this is at. And then this is the half of the roll where it's barely visible what's what. So, yeah, I don't really know what's happened. It's really disheartening having to, knowing that you've developed a whole roll of film which potentially had some, well, I knew it had some images I was really excited to see that haven't come out, which is it's really disappointing, but I suppose it's just another learning experience. That these were these two rolls of films are the last two black and white films I am currently sitting on in my little film fridge, so I do need to restock, and I'm in two minds about whether, with everything going on at the moment, whether to restock on some more black and white film, or whether just to order some colour film and wait, and then I can send it off to a lab to develop. I currently can't develop colour film at home. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Another disappointing end to a video. Hey, I might actually learn how to do this properly one day, mightn't I?